Ladies and gentlemen, let me say something to you today that might shake the very ground you've been standing on. If he wants you, why doesn't he reach out? Now, I want you to think about that for a second, because we live in a world where folks will text you good morning every now and then, sprinkle in a compliment or two, but when it's time to really show up, they disappear like smoke. When a person is genuinely interested in you, you won't have to sit there second guessing everything. Real interest has a pattern, and that pattern is consistency. It's not about grand gestures done once in a blue moon. It's about the small, steady actions that show up day after day. A person who truly wants you will make sure you feel chosen, not just occasionally, but consistently. And you will feel that through their effort, their presence, and their attention. You won't need to read between the lines or decode mixed signals, because their interests will be clear in the way they show up for you. Now, let's be honest. We've all heard people say things like, I'm just busy, or I'm going through something right now. And while that might be true, sometimes the fact is people make time for what they care about. Even in the busiest moments, someone who really values you will carve out space for you. They will send that quick message, make that call, check in on you, and make you feel seen. Real interest doesn't come with excuses. It comes with effort. And effort is the clearest language love speaks. Think about it. When someone is excited about a new job, they prepare, they show up early, they go the extra mile. When someone is passionate about a hobby, they make time for it no matter how packed their schedule is. So why should it be any different when it comes to relationships? If he wants you, you will know, because he will make sure you know. He won't leave you in doubt. He won't let too much time pass without reaching out. He won't give you room to question his feelings. His consistency will become your security. We live in a time where people have started confusing occasional attention with genuine interest. A sweet text once a week is not effort. A random call when it's convenient for him is not consistency. True interest is when he checks on you because he wants to, not because he feels obligated. True interest is when he listens to the little things you say and remembers them. When he follows through on what he promises. When he makes plans and sticks to them without leaving you hanging. And the beautiful thing is, you won't have to beg for any of this. It will come naturally from someone who truly wants to be with you. And I want to say this loud and clear, you deserve that kind of consistency. You deserve to be with someone who doesn't just light up your phone when they're bored, but lights up your life with steady, reliable, intentional effort. Don't let anyone convince you that you're asking for too much just because you want consistency. That's not high maintenance. That's the bare minimum. And someone who really cares will understand that without you having to explain it over and over again. Real interest builds trust, and trust is built through repeated actions over time. It's not built on big promises or pretty words that are never backed up. It's built when you see that this person shows up for you in small ways, over and over again. They don't disappear when things get hard. They don't ghost you when they're busy. They make space for you in their life consistently. And that's how you know it's real. So stop wasting your energy trying to analyze mixed signals or justify someone's lack of effort. If the effort isn't there, the interest isn't real. It's that simple. And once you truly believe that, you will stop settling for anything less than someone who shows you through consistent action that you are worth every bit of their time and energy. Because at the end of the day, real interest always shows itself through real effort. We live in a world where words have become cheap. It's easy to say, I miss you. It's easy to say, you're special to me. But the real question is, what is he doing to back up those words? A man's actions will always tell you the truth, even when his words try to paint a different picture. You see, anybody can call you beautiful. Anybody can send sweet texts in the middle of the night. But when the morning comes, when real life demands real choices, that's when you see who really means what they say. Because words can flatter, words can fool, but actions are pure. They don't lie. If he says he cares about you but never makes time to see you, that's an answer. If he says he wants a future with you but keeps you waiting, keeps you guessing, that's an answer. A man who means business will make moves. He won't just talk about taking you out. He will set the date, the time, and show up early. He won't just say he wants to see you. He will rearrange his schedule to make sure it happens. Because real interest doesn't hide behind excuses. It moves forward through action. And let's be real about this. A man who values something will invest in it. Think about it. When he wants that promotion, he works late. When he wants those game tickets, he finds a way. When he wants that car or that gadget, he saves up, he plans, he makes it happen. So why is it that when it comes to you, suddenly it's complicated? Suddenly, he's too busy, too tired, too stressed. No, the truth is simple. When a man truly wants you in his life, you will see it in what he does, not just what he said. And I know sometimes we want so badly to believe the words because they sound good. They make us feel good in the moment. But feelings fade if they are not supported by actions. You cannot build trust on promises alone. You build it on consistent behavior. If a man's actions and words don't line up, believe the actions. If he says you're important, but you only hear from him when he's lonely or when he wants something, believe the pattern. Because patterns reveal intentions, and intentions shape reality. A man's true feelings are reflected in his priorities. If you are a priority, he will protect that place you hold in his life. He will guard it with action. He won't risk losing you by being inconsistent. He won't let days turn into weeks without checking in. He won't play games with your heart because he knows your worth and he wants to honor that. You won't have to beg for his attention. You won't have to remind him of your value. His actions will remind you every single day. It's time we stop falling in love with potential and start paying attention to reality. Potential says he could do better. Reality says he chooses not to. And that's the hard truth. If a man's actions are showing you that you are an option and not a priority, that's what you need to believe. Love is not what a person says in their best moment. Love is what they do consistently, even on their worst days. When a man is serious about you, his actions will give you peace, not anxiety. They will bring you clarity, not confusion. They will make you feel secure, not insecure. And that kind of love doesn't need to be chased, explained, or forced. It flows naturally because it is real. So always remember, when in doubt, look at what he does. Let his actions be the proof, not his promises. Because at the end of the day, a man's actions will always speak louder, clearer, and truer than his words ever could. If he values you, he will pursue you without excuses. That's the plain truth. A man who truly sees your worth will not let anything stand in his way. He won't leave you wondering where you stand. He won't make you question if you're important to him. When a man values something, he protects it, he cherishes it, and most of all, he goes after it with everything he has. And that's exactly how it should be when it comes to you. If you are constantly having to remind someone to call, to make plans, to check in, then understand this: you're not being valued the way you deserve to be. We make a mistake when we accept excuses over effort. A man says he's busy and we say, it's okay, I understand. He says he's going through something and we tell ourselves, maybe next week he'll try harder. But let me tell you, a man who truly values you will find a way, even in the middle of his busy life. No matter what's going on, he will carve out space for you because you matter to him. And if he doesn't, then that's your answer right there. Real love, real respect, real value. These things show up in the form of action, not in empty promises. Pursuit is not just about calling when it's convenient or texting late at night when there's nothing else to do. Pursuit is steady, it's intentional, it's clear. A man who values you will pursue you because he doesn't want to risk losing you. He will make plans in advance, not at the last minute. He will reach out because he wants to hear your voice, not just because he's bored. He will make sure that you know without a doubt that he is interested. There will be no mixed signals, no confusion, no waiting around for days just to get a response. Because a man who values you understands that pursuit is a sign of respect, and respect is the foundation of everything. Too many times we fall into the trap of making excuses for someone else's lack of effort. We tell ourselves stories to protect our own hearts. We say he's just not good at expressing his feelings, or he's afraid of getting hurt. But the truth is, when a man really wants you, he'll move past every fear, every hesitation, every obstacle. He will come for you because he knows that what he stands to gain, your love, your loyalty, your presence, is worth every risk. Pursuit is the language of value. When he values you, he will make you feel pursued, not abandoned. He will make you feel wanted, not forgotten. And let me be clear, pursuit is not about grand gestures every single day. It's about consistency. It's about effort that shows up over time. It's about being present in your life in real, tangible ways. A man who values you will be proud to pursue you. He won't play games, he won't manipulate, and he won't disappear and come back when it suits him. He will be steady, he will be reliable, and his pursuit will bring you peace, not pain. You deserve to be pursued without conditions. You deserve someone who chooses you every single day, not someone who only shows up when it's easy or when they feel like it. When you are truly valued, the pursuit will not be a struggle. It will not be something you have to beg for. It will flow naturally because the man sees your worth and is willing to match it with his effort. So stop settling for excuses dressed up as explanations. Stop waiting for someone to wake up and realize your value. The one who truly sees it will never let you wait. He will pursue you with clarity, with energy, and with the kind of intention that leaves no room for doubt. And that is the kind of love you deserve. Stop making excuses for someone else's lack of initiative. That's where the pain begins, not in their silence, but in the stories you tell yourself to explain it away. Every time he doesn't call, you tell yourself he's probably just busy. Every time he cancels plans, you convince yourself that something important must have come up. Every time days go by without a word, you reassure your heart that maybe he's just overwhelmed. But deep down, you feel that sting, that uncomfortable truth knocking at your door. And that truth is simple. If he wanted to, he would. If he cared enough, you wouldn't have to sit there making excuses for him. Love doesn't hide behind explanations, and effort doesn't need defending. The dangerous thing about making excuses for someone else is that you slowly start shrinking your own worth just to keep their inconsistency looking acceptable. You lower your standards without even realizing it. You start tolerating things you once said you never would. And before long, you find yourself doing all the work to keep the connection alive while they get to show up whenever it's convenient. That's not love. That's not partnership. That's you carrying the whole weight while they get to be absent without consequence. And the more you excuse their lack of initiative, the more they learn they can get away with doing less and still have access to you. It's time to stop rewriting someone else's behavior just to protect your heart from the truth, because every excuse you make is a thread that ties you tighter to someone who isn't even reaching for you. And every time you justify their silence or their distance, you're sending a message to yourself that you're not worth steady, reliable love. But you are. You are worth someone who shows up without needing to be begged. You are worth someone who takes the initiative because they want to, not because you guilt them into it. You are worth being chosen in the open, not in the shadows of excuses and explanations. When someone cares, their initiative will show. You won't have to wonder if they're interested. You won't have to chase them down for answers. You won't find yourself sitting by the phone waiting for a message that only comes when they feel like it. Real care moves forward without needing a push. Real interest doesn't need to be rescued by your excuses. It stands on its own, with action, with effort, with intent, and anything less than that is not something you should keep defending. Stop giving your energy to someone who shows you through their lack of initiative that they don't see your value clearly. You are not here to carry both sides of the relationship. You are not here to make their half-hearted effort look whole. You are not here to be the only one trying while they get comfortable doing the bare minimum. Love, respect, and effort should be mutual. They should flow from both sides. And when they don't, that imbalance will drain you dry no matter how many excuses you try to patch it up with. You deserve to be loved with initiative. You deserve someone who reaches out first, someone who makes plans, someone who follows through without needing to be reminded. You deserve someone who sees your worth and responds with action, not silence. So stop explaining away their inaction. Stop covering up their distance with reasons that only serve to keep you stuck. Let the truth be what it is. Let their lack of effort speak for itself. And then choose yourself. Choose the love that doesn't have to be chased. Choose the connection that doesn't need excuses to survive. because the right person will never make you feel like you have to work so hard just to be seen, heard, and valued. You deserve clarity, not confusion. That is the standard you should hold in your heart every single day. When someone truly cares about you, they do not leave you in a place of uncertainty. They do not make you second guess their feelings or question your own worth. Real love brings peace, not chaos. Real interest clears your mind. It doesn't cloud it. If you are constantly wondering where you stand with someone, if you're spending your nights analyzing their every word, their every silence, then understand that something is already broken. Love that is right will never make you feel like you are lost in a maze, searching for signs that you matter. Confusion is a weapon, even when it's unintentional. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you hoping for crumbs when you deserve the whole loaf. The longer you stay in that fog of mixed signals and unanswered questions, the more you start to doubt yourself. You start thinking, maybe you're asking for too much. Maybe your expectations are too high. Maybe if you just wait a little longer, they'll finally make things clear. But let me tell you, clarity doesn't require waiting. Clarity comes from someone who knows what they want and isn't afraid to show it. Clarity comes from someone who respects you enough to be honest, even if the truth is uncomfortable. When someone values you, they will not gamble with your emotions. They will not keep you hanging just to see how long you'll wait. They will not pop in and out of your life, giving you just enough attention to keep your hope alive, but never enough to make you feel secure. That's manipulation, even if it's subtle. And you deserve better than that. You deserve someone who is consistent, someone who makes their intentions plain without you having to dig for answers. You deserve someone who says, this is how I feel, and this is what I want with you, and then backs it up with action. Confusion should never be the foundation of your relationship. If you have to wonder why they're not calling, why they're suddenly distant, why they only reach out when they need something, then you are already being shown the truth. The truth is that they are not valuing you in the way you deserve. And no amount of waiting, no amount of loyalty, no amount of patience will turn confusion into clarity. Only they can do that. And if they don't, then your job is not to keep waiting. Your job is to walk away and make space for the kind of love that doesn't keep you guessing. Clarity is love's best friend. It says, I'm here, I choose you, and I will show up for you. It doesn't hide behind busy schedules or complicated situations. It doesn't come with conditions or ultimatums. It stands tall and steady. It makes you feel safe. It makes you feel certain, and you are worthy of that certainty. You are worthy of waking up every day knowing exactly where you stand in someone's life. You are worthy of a love that calms your heart instead of racing it with anxiety. Stop settling for confusion just because you're afraid clarity might hurt. Yes, the truth can sting, but confusion will drain you day by day until there's nothing left. Choose the truth, even if it's hard, because the truth sets you free. It frees you from the endless guessing games. It frees you from the sleepless nights and the anxious days. It frees you to find someone who will love you with openness, honesty, and consistency. You deserve clarity, not confusion. And anyone who truly wants you, anyone who truly respects you, will make sure you never have to question that. Protect your heart by believing what you see, not what you hope for. That's how you save yourself from endless heartbreak. Too often we fall in love with potential. We fall in love with the version of someone that exists only in our imagination. The version who will call more. The version who will wake up one day and realize our worth. But potential is dangerous because it keeps you locked in a waiting room, hoping for someone to change while they continue to show you again and again exactly who they are right now. And the version they show you today is the truth you need to believe, no matter how much you wish it were different. Your heart is precious. It is not meant to be tossed around while you hold on to dreams that don't match reality. Protecting your heart means you trust your own eyes, your own intuition. If he disappears for days, believe that. If he makes excuses every time you want to meet, believe that. If his words sound sweet, but his actions keep breaking your trust, believe what you see, not what you're hoping will one day change. Because love is not built on future promises. It is built on present behavior. And the longer you ignore the signs right in front of you, the deeper you fall into pain that could have been avoided. Hope is a beautiful thing, but it becomes dangerous when it blinds you. It makes you hold on to people who are not holding on to you. It makes you explain away their neglect. It makes you stay in situations that are draining your spirit. Protecting your heart is not about building walls so high that no one can get in. It's about learning to recognize when someone is not meeting you where you deserve to be met. It's about saying, I see the truth, and even though it hurts, I will honor myself enough to walk away from what. Every time you choose to believe actions over empty promises, you take your power back. You remind yourself that you are not desperate for love. You are deserving of love that's real. You remind yourself that you do not have to settle for crumbs while calling it a feast. Your heart deserves someone who feeds it with consistency, with care, with effort that you can see and feel every day. Protecting your heart is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is strength. It is self-respect. Look around and pay attention. If someone's behavior keeps leaving you confused, anxious, or waiting, believe that. Don't write new stories in your head about why they might be acting that way. Don't let your hope speak louder than your reality. The right person will not require you to make excuses for them. The right person will match your effort. They will bring peace to your heart, not chaos. And that peace is what you deserve, not someday, but right now. So let today be the day you stop ignoring the signs. Let today be the day you stop letting hope override what your spirit already knows. Protect your heart by standing firm in the truth. Trust your feelings when they tell you something isn't right. Believe the patterns you see, not the fantasies you wish for. Your heart deserves to be safe, cherished, and loved in ways that are clear, consistent, and true. And the only way to receive that kind of love is to first give it to yourself by refusing to settle for anything less.